Now we turn to the Ukraine crisis. Fighting continues in the regions of Kharkiv and Donbas. Ukrainian forces say they have recaptured villages from Russian troops north and northeast of Kharkiv, while the Russian military says the town of Popasnaya in Luhansk is under complete control of local militia with the support of the Russian forces. In Mariupol, meanwhile, Ukraine said more than 1,000 fighters are still holding out at the Azovstal steel plant. Sergio Olmos has more details from Zaporizhia.
Those who were trapped, the evacuees from Mariupol, are brought here about 200 kilometers away to receive treatment. It's a deal brokered by the UN in collaboration with the Red Cross. Today, we heard from the Azov Regiment, the battalion that's holding that steel plant, the fighters left in Mariupol that are continuing to fight on, that according to them, 34 Russian aircraft in the last 24 hours flew over the steel plant, bombarding it. We know that fighting is still occurring there, even as evacuees have been taken from there, and President Volodymyr Zelensky now turns his attention to trying to evacuate some of the wounded from the steel plant. We heard from a medic in the steel plant who said that there are many wounded needing emergency evacuation. We also heard from the head of the Ukrainian Orthodox Church, who urged President Vladimir Putin to allow more evacuees to leave the steel plant. We're hearing reports of 7 missiles fired into Odessa, 1 person killed, 5 wounded, a shopping center and a warehouse in Odessa. Odessa is a city on the Black Sea. It's a port city. It's known for its shipping, and right now the Russian Navy is blockading that entire Black Sea area and causing, food disruptions. Frankly, 25 million tons, according to the UN, are being held unable to be shipped out.
A leaked report from Russia's finance ministry suggests the country's GDP could fall by 12% this year. It would be the largest decline since 1994, but the finance ministry denies the report's accuracy. Stuart Smith has more details from Moscow.
On the back of Western sanctions, Russia's central bank has suggested the country's GDP could fall by 8% this year, but other international bodies have predicted it could be as high as 11%. The leaked report's estimate, if true, would come closer to that and would mean a decade of economic growth wiped out in a year. The Ministry of Finance says it doesn't produce forecasts, but Bloomberg says it's spoken to insiders who confirm these statistics are broadly correct. The decline comes largely from sanctions and embargoes on Russian energy products. Meanwhile, the US is streamlining its shipment of weapons to Ukraine with a new law that removes hurdles to delivering so-called military aid. Russia has criticized the deliveries for extending the conflict, although also insists the so-called special military operation is going according to plan. The US says it's necessary to help Ukraine preserve its territorial integrity, but the Kremlin has used the shipments to allege NATO is in effect at war with Russia by proxy. Stuart Smith, CGTN, Moscow.
Kyiv says it will suspend the flow of gas through a transit point, which it says delivers almost a third of Russian energy to Europe via Ukraine. Country's gas grid operator said it would stop shipments via the Sokhranivka route from Wednesday. In a statement, the company said it could not operate at Novopuskov gas compressor station due to the interference of Russian forces, adding that it could temporarily shift the affected flow to the Suja interconnection point. The company said a suspension should not impact the domestic Ukrainian market. Russia's gas exporter Gazprom said it was, quote, technologically impossible to shift all volumes to Suja point.